Okay, it's Monday and we're back with Coffee with Coach. We're head coach Bailey Moore, Lady Bulldog softball, and Coach, the time has arrived and it's season. And this is the first week you're allowed to play games, and of course you've loaded up, and we're playing one today, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But talking about preseason leading up to this point, you've had to, you guys that do outdoor sports, you have to battle a little bit. So talk a little bit about what you've been doing with recently the weather. Really, it's been since we turned over the year, really.
Yeah, so we've had snowstorms, we've had floods, we've had just about anything you can think of. We had flu that hit us really hard. So we have battled just being here. We've utilized our indoor facilities, and it got gruesome for a while because the girls were like, this is monotonous, you know. And then we got a pretty day and we got on the field and everything started to click, and they were like, man, that work that we've been putting in is, you know, really showing up. And so all the small things really led up to the bigger picture, which was good for them to see, but there for a while we weren't sure we would ever get to see it. So we just try to focus on fundamentals, and I had a small group because I had several girls in basketball. So we kind of got that one-on-one time, which was nice. I mean, there are perks to having a smaller group. And so we just pushed through, and we got here when we could get here, and we put the good work in, and they're finally starting to see some of the benefits of that, which is good for them.
Basketball making a late season run does keep those kids off the field.
Bittersweet.
It is bittersweet, and
Yeah.
of course, unfortunately, their season has ended, and now you've got your whole squad, so you're just not getting together, so you're going to have some chemistry to develop and all that good stuff that comes along with that. So speaking of the players, let's talk about a couple that you've had that you feel have really showed out, worked hard. We haven't seen them on the field yet officially, so who can we be looking for?
Like you said, you know, with basketball, I've had 2 practices with basketball. So obviously I'm excited about the chemistry they're going to bring, and they're going to bring a lot to the table. I think having them is going to be a big deal. I don't know a whole lot, just what I'm getting into just yet, but from what I've seen so far, I'm just excited to have them over there. We had, you know, our returner, junior Avery Self, she actually went through a shoulder injury, and so she was down for a little while, and then plus the weather, that kind of put us out, but she's working hard to kind of regain momentum. But she's actually got Sierra, who's going to have her back this year as a freshman, and also Peyton Mahar has been putting in the work as a sophomore. She wasn't a pitcher, but we said, hey, you are today, and she's been working hard to put those reps in. And I tell you, some of those girls are so consistent. They don't miss a day of practice. They work really hard. I've got 3 seniors returning that have been constant for me all 4 years, and they're going to be vital to keeping us moving forward this year. And the freshmen are going to be a group to look at just as a whole. I mean, they're going to bring a lot, even if they're not on the field to start with. They're pushing us to make sure that we're being better on the field, and so as a whole, that group is really somebody to look at. But that sophomore group, like I said, they're stepping up. Harlow, Peyton, I don't know of a day they've missed. They've been here every chance they could be here, and they're really putting that work in and stepping up. Yeah.
So with the opponents coming up, I mean, you have non-conference. You start conference a little bit earlier this year than you used to, having to play them both twice.
2 times.
Speak of a non-conference opponent that, I don't know, played last year, you'd like to get back at, or just always a good game?
Yeah, off the top of my head's Magazine. We dropped it to them last year, and I felt like that was a team we should have beat, and we just really had one bad inning, and it was close, and they kind of took away with it. And so to see the score, you're like, man, they ran away with it, but it really was just we fell apart one bad inning. And so I'd like to regain it's senior night, so that's going to be a big one. And I want to make sure that we get that together. And another one that personally for me, we put Wonderview on the schedule. I kind of branched out trying to get some teams that we struggle with confidence, and so I thought if we get some teams they know nothing about, they go in and they just play. A lot of times that works better for us. And I was the only one of my siblings to graduate from Morrilton. The rest of them graduated from Wonderview. My brother was just hired as the head baseball coach, so there's kind of a family rivalry there. You know, we're going to see them first time this year, and so that one's on the radar for sure.
Speaking of family rivalry, I mean, let's talk about conference play. And that one team that you would really look forward to seeing and beating.
Pottsville.
Yeah, Pottsville.
That's my uncle is coach there, and you know it's always a family feud for us to go there. I'd love to go there and make it a game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of conference games that I felt like last year we went into not very confident about, and this year I really think, you know, the Darnell and Clarksville, I think those are games that we could take if we just have our minds right and keep working. And our confidence so far from what I've seen has looked better. We seem a little more confident, and we would look good in practice last year, and then the lights came on and we kind of went into panic mode, and so nobody really got to see what they were capable of. And I think this year they've realized it, and they're going to try to make that correction. I think you're going to see a lot more out of them.
Awesome. So tonight we start things off out at Mount Ida, and you really don't what to expect. We're going to have good weather for it. I do know
Yeah.
that. And we will have it live for you on Bulldog TV. Coach Milholland and I think special appearance by Todd Vandy will leave tonight.
Always an enjoyment.
Yeah, and so we'll be bringing you guys updates along the way as well on Sports Hub, and then of course every Monday we'll come back with an interview to talk about the previous week. Anything else you want to add with the season getting going?
I did like a little Q&A with my girls, and I said, if you could say anything to your fans, what would it be? And they said, show up. We love to see
Show
the
up.
fans full. We love to see the stands full of fans, and believe it or not, you guys make a big difference on that. When they know people are watching, a lot of times they want to do their best, and so that's a big deal for them. I know end of the year people are gonna like, I've been to everything. I'm tired. The weather's good, but they love to see you guys out. So if you can be at a game, be at a game. They love that.
That's right. Okay, well, we'll look forward to tonight and seeing how things go for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
All right.